Good evening. Welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the think show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so called African American didn't find their way to America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the Indigenous One. Am I being heard? If you guys can hear me, type a one in the chat if you can hear me, because it's off. The timing is off. I don't know what's going on with this. So if you can hear me, can you just press one in the chat? Thank you, Mikey. I know I'm not going to be long. I just want to keep this short because there's a lot of things going on that we have to be aware of. So the big news that's going on is this dude was released from prison in Russia. And we're supposed to be all happy. And I'm going to share some of the chat with the people in the chat room, what they say. This ain't what I'm at. It's not what I'm saying. This is what you saying. And I want you to check out what's going on and why this is being done. Because we seem to never want to get it. And if we don't get it, our children won't get it, and they'll end up in the same position that you're in now. So this psyops that's going on now is just to confuse you. Why? Because confused people are easy to control. So one of my homeboys from LA calls me up. He go, man, ain't it great that Brittany Griner? I'm like, dude, it's a dude, man. There you go again. Always in your conspiracy theories. This brother's damn near 60 years old. And I'm with you, Mr. Boria. How don't y'all see that this is not a man? How don't you see it? I mean, if you don't see it, you should at least hear it. You should at least hear it. You should be able to look at the fingers, the hands, the shoulders. So why are they telling you, and why are you repeating that this is a girl? Aboriginals Mount Up said Serena Williams is a man also. Yeah, I never thought she was cute. So why is this mindset going on? Why are they pushing it? But not only why are they pushing it, we're pushing it ourselves. Don't that's what all your sportscasters say? Ain't that what all the athletes say? Isn't this what Stephen Curry says? It's a girl. Why is that going on? No, LA Ram, you meant bongo. Bongo as in dude. That's my thoughts on it. Why are they parading this chick, parading him as a chick, as a woman? You gotta be confused, man. You gotta be confused. And so this is why I get into it a lot with people who just don't understand. Brother, I'm just telling you the truth. Just because you don't believe it, why you gonna put this on me? Well, I got me $100 today. Homeboy called me up and said, yo, man, Brittany Griner's out of jail. He want to smash. This cat is 60. 60. No, Mr. Boria, I don't think that's the LBGTQ. I don't think that they're out of control. I think that the Negroes out of control. This brother said, man, you wouldn't smash that? Dude, it's a dude. There you go again. So I tell you what. I said, have you heard him speak? No. Let's do this. Go listen to him speak. And if he come back and you prove to me that's a girl, I'll send you $100. If it's a man, you send me $100. Bet. Now, I thought he was going to be one of these Negroes that lie all the time. Aboriginal Mount Up say, same thing I say. It's psychops. Distraction. What's a psychop? To psychologically destroy you. And it makes it easy because the Negro always do what he's told. He don't think of nothing himself. He doesn't come up with concepts and ideas himself. What you call the African American, that's what they were created for. The African Americans aren't natural people. They don't they don't spring from a certain place in the world. They spring from the minds of other people, just like black people. You've never seen a black tree. They call themselves what they're told to call themselves. So how are we? I mean, seriously, I have people who don't even speak to me no more. I was telling them years ago, it's a dude, man. You can't tell. No, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Women, these are the type of guys you having babies with, aren't you? What is that? Is that one of those clones, like they say? Enoch, how you doing? 0407. Huh? How is this played on you all the time and you never get it? Never. You wouldn't believe the people that says this a boy. Man, Aboriginals mount up, to be honest. I mean, seriously, dude. I think it's only a few, man, because we not getting it. I mean, this is right in your face. This was before the shirt was off. This was before. You can look. A real man knows what a woman looks like. A real man knows what a woman feels like. A real man knows what a woman sounds like. What her body looks like. How she, right? Is this psyops going on? Because Aboriginal Mount Up says it. It's a psyop. What's the psyop for? To destroy your mind because you're easier controlled that way. We can't have you thinking on your own. Who do you think you are? There's no thinking on your own. This is what happens when other tell you what to think. And remember, we're in that influence era where you can be easily influenced. Youngsters, aren't they lining up these youngsters to get sex change operations? Kids, 10, 11, 12-year-old kids being influenced by their parents. By their parents. $1 million cats. See, one of the things that the Negro always do, how much money you got? Getting the money. Is fiat. All you can do with money, especially since you don't produce none, is buy what the people who make the money sell you. Right? Ain't that how that work? Because what you call the black man, he won't even think of nothing himself. The black man is at the bottom of everybody. And you can see this going on in all the major cities of the South. They're bringing in immigrants here to replace you. You too dumb to even see that. So Aboriginals Mount Up said it. It's a psyop. Distractions. What are they distraction you from? El Boria said, El Boria said he got to play in the WNBA because he couldn't make it in the NBA. Could you see this cat going up against somebody like Shaq? Not that I'm a fan of Shaq, but you see what I'm saying. They're mind fucking you. Nothing less. So, this is why me and the Accomack Princess always say, find yourself. Don't let people tell you who you are. Don't you find it strange that people can tell you who they are, but they can't never tell you who they are? And don't you find it strange that we always go with it? We always go for it. The dumber it sounds, the more we into it. Had a friend of mine invited me on this podcast last night. And he had a few brothers on there, a couple of the brothers I knew, very intelligent brothers. Jim Red Wolf, check this brother out. And West Side Cooley CC. Brothers got some critical ideas, critical thoughts on what's going on right in front of us. What's going on right in front of us. Alerting you to what's going on, giving you examples, proving to you, come on, y'all, we can't go for this. And I'm sure many of you guys in the chat know a lot of people that go with this type stuff. Yeah, Aboriginal Mount Up, I'm sure this trans thing is going on all the social media sites. All of them. To confuse you. To tell you it's spaghetti when it's top ramen. You will go for it. The reason they want to confuse you, and it brings up is something that's everybody's talking about now. Everybody's heard about that sister who went down to Mexico with some people who she didn't even know and got herself killed. Probably took her internal organs out, shipped them around the world somewhere so they can be used somebody else. It's called trafficking, you guys. And being that we don't never know nothing, don't want to know, don't care. You know how the African American does it? You can't tell me nothing. Nigga, you ain't my daddy. That's how we go. How you get lured out of your home to go get killed somewhere else. And all the people that tell you how to act, how to behave, you don't hear nothing from them. Where's your girl Oprah? Where are all these people that you put on a pedestal who influence you daily? How come they're not telling these youngsters that? Aren't your kids the most in danger? Shouldn't they be the most aware of what's going on? When you think what others tell you to think, this is what happens. So when I told the brother, yo, man, let's bet $100. So he went to go do it. He didn't even call me back. I just heard, you know how when you get some money from Snapchat, I mean not Snapchat, you know how you get some money from what's the Cash App? You know how it sounds like change? That's all I heard. Then called me up and said how embarrassed he was. You should be. You 60 years old and don't know no better. And this is a lot of brothers. This is a lot of brothers. You don't know nothing. Nothing. No thinking. How how is that a woman? Copper colored lifestyle. Thanks for joining us, love. How don't we know? And they still pumping it to this day. See, you guys in the chat, y'all them smart asses. Keith Wainwright says it's Joanna Man. I like Bobby Hemmitt's old version, Vagina Man. That's where we at. This is where we at. This is what we teach our children. See, in other platforms, they don't call him Brittany Griner. They call him Bradley Griner. Win Walker. And so when you go to other platforms, if you go to other platforms like BitChute, Rumble, and some of the ones that have loosened up their, you can say whatever, free speech, you ought to see how they talk about you. See, it'd be hate speech anywhere else. You hear it as hate speech. They monkey, they call you anything. And damn, this is how we act, and make it hard to defend. Brandon Grinder. That's it. I mean, no breasts at all? That she had the surgery. For real, cuz? This is where we at. So, I know this is Friday night. I don't want to keep you guys, and this is Friday. Got a lot of things to do on Friday. But this is what we teaching our children. I mean, if a 60-year-old man believes it, from 0 to 60, what percentage of the African American community believes this is a woman, even today? Because all you guys know, all of you, how do you guys know, and nobody else knows? They want to call you a conspiracy theory, a conspiracy theorist. And this is what they're teaching your kids. No, I don't. They can't see. When I first posted this up, one of the sisters who met a sister online, we always arguing because I'm just straight up with it. I mean, that's what I was taught. Be honest and straight up. The truth will set you free. Tell the truth, shame the devil. I mean, that's what my mom always told me. Stop lying. We love it. Long as we being made an ass of, all them cats you see on the media in the sports. See, they with this type shit. Those people influence millions. I'll get 1,000 people to listen to this in a week. You got cats talking about the dumbest shit. They'll get 1,000,000 views. All the cats that you see popular, look at what they talking about. Nah, nah. You know what, LA Ram? I think he can see. I think he's just like her. I got a friend of mine. If you go back and look at my 5th birthday party, he's in the picture. I go over to his crib one day, asked to use his computer. All he got on his computer is tranny stuff. This is how we're influenced. We think that shit's cute. And then try to defend them for trying to mind fuck you. That's the Negro. They lying and bullshitting you. You will stand in front of them and defend them with your life. Won't you, Negro? Be honest. Tell the truth. They can't do that. Yeah, yeah, LA Ram. Yeah, he got most deaf. I don't. It is that. It is what it is. But you try to lie to us and tell us that it's not. Remember, this stuff was. Remember, they had Dennis Rodman painting his fingernails and stuff. What, 30 years ago? What they had, you had Oprah Winfrey telling you on the download, what, 30, 35 years ago? Frances Cress Welsing, the ISIS papers. If you never heard this sister speaking, when she talks about this, she tells you, she says, when the men no longer want to be men and feel like they're defeated, they will turn into women. Frances Cress said this 30 years ago. I didn't hear her say that. You don't hear nothing, Negro. Especially when the truth hits. This is your kids. This ain't for you because you done already been broken. This is for your children. And you won't even stand up to tell them that this is bullshit. You will go with it. So Copper Color tells you, Copper Color Lifestyle tell you, she told you this years ago. You can still find them videos online. We don't look at that. We ain't trying to learn nothing. Indigenous one from Huntsville, Alabama. Man, I'm right down the road from you, homie. Right down the road from you. So this is what I'm saying, man. It's like the brother said earlier, psych ops. It's to psych you out. It's to psych you out. Make you always confused about what's being told to you. So Crispus says everything has been flipped upside down, inside out. Speaking of that, music. So one of the things I give musicians credit for is anybody who's ever tried to play an instrument or learn an instrument knows how much you have to practice to get that down. And so I'm always quoting musicians because they know a lot more than us because they practice. A cat who's practiced to learn to play the guitar, he knows some things. Why? Because those vibes from the instrument, it puts you on another level, those vibrations. That's why they've taken the instruments out of the music. And this is how a lot, and many of us think that music, I don't know how we do it, think it's better than the music of the 70s. I got cast out to tell you Bruno Mars group is better than Earth, Wind, and Fire. For real, cuz? This is where we at. So how do we get like this? Because this has been going on a long time. We just talked about Oprah, Dennis Rodman. Come on. Ain't none of these cats coming on the radio in the morning alarming you to this. Ain't none of the people who are put in front of you to influence you. They're not bringing this up. Why? Why? So this is how we are. Check this out. So I'm sure everybody heard of the Deion Sanders thing. So this is how we go. This is another brother in his 60s. He calls Deion Sanders a sellout for leaving Mississippi to go to Colorado. I heard they robbed that man blind in Mississippi. Not the regular thieves in the street, the school, the professors at the school. Listen to Deion Sanders talk about how he was treated in Mississippi, because they did the only thing Negroes know how to do: lie and steal. That's all they do. Then they get mad at you because you know they lying and stealing. This is what the African American does, y'all. And it don't look like they turning away from it. So say the indigenous people, this is my words to you. When you were born, most of you were born to parents who are from here. I'm talking about people who can trace your parents back to 1700s. There's a reason that you're here. There's a reason everybody wants to come to America for what it was. You do the right thing here. Those were your people. Those were you. But over the years, Negroes, they Hebrew Israelites now, they Christians, Moors, Greeks, made you turn your back on yourself so other people can come pick up your shit. And you did it. And we'll argue the point. So they send a clown out to you like Kanye West, and they got sisters who will give their lives for this man, and he wouldn't give you the time of day. A chick who's been passed around like a joint to everybody. What's the brother name who said he was dating Sanaa Lathan or one of these sisters, but he picked up one of our Kardashian sisters? What? What? Who are those cats? Who are those cats? I mean, this is what the so-called black man is. Probably Nia Long or somebody. I don't know who it was. I don't know him. But I know they slap the shit out of the Kardashian chicks anytime. How are all these brothers going with them? Seriously, you supposed to be the black man, the first man on the planet. When God wanted to make people, he bought you? I don't think so. When you think of black, just remember this. The color of coal is black. Coal is used for its energy. That's all a black man is used for, his energy, so other people can use it, right or wrong. He don't think for himself. He don't know nothing. This reminds me of something Muhammad Ali said, and it just shed all this shit down. Muhammad Ali said he would rather help 1 million people than have $1 million. Is that the same sentiment today? Well, these brothers who got all this money, because that's all they got, nothing else, and it's fiat currency, and they don't know because they're only told what it is by somebody else. And ever since you've been carrying around, ever since your dollars got rid of, your money has gotten rid of, the money where you're on the money, you're the face. Ever since they got rid of that, what have you been doing? Begging. All celebrities are demons and are not to be respected for any reason by anybody. They demons, man. You gotta be that to be in that industry. I mean, how long? I mean, damn. How many times you gotta be told that? How many times you gotta be shown that? Damn near every one of them. That's why you see a lot of sisters, you will see them for a minute and then you won't see them. Why? Because they mamas didn't train them to be like that. Especially if you go back years ago, where's all them sisters in the 70s? And they had some bad sisters in the 70s, actresses. You maybe saw them 2 or 3 times and you never saw them again. Why? Because they wasn't eating that shit. Now you would do anything to be on TV. I had an aunt tell me, I'll do anything to be famous. Anything? Anything. L.A. Ram said men were put here to provide and protect. Men were put here to provide and protect. You got all these Negroes being gentrified in all these major cities. As a group of people, we haven't put our heads together and say, you know what? Let's go revive these towns where our people are from and make our own economy for ourselves. Here comes the Negro. Well, how are we gonna do that? Simple, Negro. Stop supporting everybody else like they don't support you. You don't see the relevance in that. You don't see that you're used as the financial impetus for all these other groups that come over there, come over here. You're used. Do they go to your restaurants? No. Guess where you go? Don't you? This is where we are. So listen, guys, and more crap. Listen, cut the TV off. Sell it. It doesn't do you no good. Nothing that's worth a damn comes off of it. Matter of fact, it takes the place of your thoughts. It takes the place of your ideas and implements it and give you what they want you to think. The TV is the biggest influencer. We don't know that. We don't know that. So you've been seeing how about these kids are coming out now being born with their heads up, holding bottles, way ahead of what was going on when I was a kid. The clowns, like the brother called, like Aboriginal Mount Up says, clowns everywhere. These kids coming in now, they not gonna be dumb like many of us are. Because you got failures. Not the few here. I'm talking about the masses. Really? Go and volunteer at some of these schools, these elementary schools where these children are at. You will see it the first day. You will see it the first day. They're training your kids to be dumb in school like they trained you, right? No, I was a genius when I was in school. I got the president, the principal award, and all. No, no, you didn't. Isn't it? Don't they have one of these basketball players trying to train his son to be a girl? For real? Isn't this what all the actors and actresses do? Isn't this why people adopt your kids? A sister wanted to fight me because I told her when these white homosexuals get these black boys, they're not doing nothing but screwing them. Yeah, how dare you said that? Then I showed her the Torah and she shut up. That's where we are. Everybody always trying to run to these holy books. They never read them. They only are told what's in them. So like the brother I was talking to last night, he gonna try to talk about how the Bible was the best book ever. I'm like, dude, it tells you to beat your kid's ass and don't have no mercy, don't it? He didn't say nothing. The Bible tells you that God tells you to go into this place and beat these people's ass, knock down all their altars, murder, kill everything around them. And you do it in the name of the Lord. Ain't that what they did to the people here? The Negro, I pretend like he never heard that. Don't he? The Bible tells you that the so-called make the patriarchs in the Bible screw their own children. Don't it? Where that's that? Well, read it, Negro. It is right there. You're the Bible scholar. You know everything. Read it. The average Negro who has a Bible that go to church, they don't even read it. Ever. They'll lie to you and say they do, but they don't. Because if you read it and understood it, you would realize it's bullshit. It's copyrighted material, which means you can write it and make no money off of it. Can you? No. You don't care. That would you know you didn't do. This is why you lose. Because you got these type of clowns influencing you. Ministers, teach. I don't care. Your spiritual ideology for the Americas is what? I don't know. But you know everybody else. What's the time, the calendar for here in America? You would take the Chinese calendar and make it yours. You would take the Islamic calendar, the Arabic calendar and make it yours. You take these European calendars and make it yours. Yes, you do, Negro, because you celebrate New Year's in the dead of winter. Don't you? Yeah. You don't even care about your and don't even know. Ain't even looking, not even trying to know. That's what the Negro does. So when you say African American, remember they're not natural men and women. They're artificial. They were made by somebody else. Who are they? Where do they come from? The Africans don't recall them their children being kidnapped and brought across the Atlantic. This is what they say. Now you go talk it up. You go talk that with them because this is what they say. And they say this to your face. You will shut up and not say nothing. But when we tell you that, you want to fight and get mad and all that. Sit down, Negro. As usual, you're being made an ass out of. All you, what you call that? What you call that, people? Foundational Black Americans. And I always wonder why people call themselves Black and nobody's Black. I ask Negroes, show me a Black person, I'll send $100 to your favorite charity. You don't hear them no more. Why? Because people tell you who you are. Why? Because you don't have an idea. Don't care, don't know, don't want to know. You can be whatever you want to be. Ain't that what you say? So look, guys, it's coming up on 9 o'clock Central Time. I know everybody's, getting ready for whatever time this is. Find your families. Find out where your family's from. Find out what was the foods that your people produced. Because you're going to need those vitamins and minerals. Because when you were born to this place right here. You came here for a reason. The rest of the world leaves their hometown and come over to be on yours. Why? Why? You have people from India now bringing their mamas and daddies, leaving there. That means they're not going back. They want your shit. And since you don't want it, since you always gotta play dumb, they'll get it. Since you're teaching your girls to be boys and your boys to be girls, what you think is happening to you? You can pretend like you don't know, huh? Ooh, you can pretend. Many of you in the chat already know what time it is. Keep that clock ticking. Keep it ticking for us. Am I coming back later tonight? Brother, this was a long day. I work in the wellness field, you guys, and a lot of our people are really sick. Because you want all this, the food, it's not food. The people in America, your grandmothers, grandfathers, great-great-grandmothers were some of the baddest farmers in the world. You don't want to eat that. You want to eat Asian food. You want to eat from the Nepal's table. Nobody messes with you. You go eat. If you didn't go to these restaurants and fill them up, they wouldn't even survive. Do they support you how you think about this? Explain this to your kids. Do they support you how you support them? Simple question. Do they support you how you support them? Tell the truth. Simple answer. We lie and bullshit and come up with all kind of, and teach that to your kids. Teach your children to do the exact same thing. Christianity. Was that Christianity created here? Nope. Islam. Was Islam created here? Nope. Judaism. Was that created? Nope. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody's on that Kanye West. It's to confuse you. Jews? Hebrew? Do you know who those people? Check out those people laws and what those people did with their children. They're telling you that so you can keep doing it to the children that are to come. But I'm here to tell you, you about to have a foot put in your ass. These are the clowns you listen to. Malcolm told you leave the athletes and entertainers alone. He told you that shit over 50 years ago. And you still going with it. So there's an old saying, and always listen to them old sayings with gold quick, because there's a lot of wisdom in there that if you just follow it, things will roll off your back like water rolls off a duck's back. What goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. Everything you do, it doesn't leave you. It sticks to you. It follows you. That's what it means by what goes around comes around. And when you lay this body down, you still take that with you. So when you come back, you still carrying the same thing. That's why all these cats are killing each other now. You did that when they first gave you the guns. Remember, Negro? I don't know that. Wasn't you in the wars? Weren't you helping kill the brothers up in the Midwest? Wasn't you the Buffalo Soldiers? Huh? The person who gave you the guns told you, nigga, you kill each other. You better not turn them towards us. You still, you paid attention, didn't you? See, this is why you try to forget who you are. Because, see, that is going to follow you until you man up and turn it over and make it right. That's what I mean. What goes around comes around. So when these people gave you them guns, you promised that you will use them against yourself. Didn't you, Negro? Didn't you? Come on, tell the truth. I know you don't know. This is what the African American does. Listen, go over to AAAin't.com, AAAin't.com. Pick up African Americans Ain't African book. It'll be a cool gift for you to give to somebody this season, because it is this season that we give gifts. That book, after you finish reading it, you ain't got to know nothing else. Everything you gonna pick up, you're gonna learn yourself. You're not what other people tell you you are. You are what you were born to be. Keep that in mind. Don't let people tell you who you are. Ask your mama. Your mama know you better than anybody. Ask her who was her mama. Ask her who was her grandmama. Who was her grandma? She'll tell you. There was a reason that you were born here in America, not Native American. They telling you that because they trying to get your stuff too. Well, how you know they ain't Native American? Because if they were American, they wouldn't put Native. They wouldn't have to put another word in front of it. Like German Americans, they let you know they come from Germany to America. Native Americans just tell you they were born here. Well, where are you from? They're not telling you Siberia. But when they're talking about the Americans, the Americans, they're talking about you. Right? All I know is I'm an African. So look, find your families. Find out where your people from. Seriously, you're going to see they were some cold people. They wasn't playing. In the Southeast, some of the baddest farmers in the world. That's why they're on all the money in the 1800s. Take you off the money, give you their money, kill your economy with the wars, civil wars, all them wars. That was to get rid of your economy. And it really didn't work, because you were still having your own economy into the 70s. Website again. It's really, the name of the book is African Americans Ain't Africans. But, so you wouldn't have to type that all. AAAin't, AINTA.com. AAAinta.com. African Americans Ain't Africans. I just don't spell it out. The only word I spell out is ain't. AINT. AAAinta.com. Support us, you guys. Trying to get a lot of books. Accomack Princess sent me a few books today to dole out to these children. Some books on, what other people have written Legendary Top Cats. He's written a children's book. We're giving those out to some of these kids. They got to know. If they know what the parents are teaching them and the parents is teaching them all this bullshit that you see right there, they done. They done. Don't bullshit these kids like you were bullshitted. Because we ain't going out like that. You may be going out like that. We ain't going out like that. Listen, I want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. Check your families. Find out who your families are. Find out where they're from. Find out what grew there. So you remember back in the 60s and 70s, a lot of the furniture that was built in America was built in North Carolina because they had all the trees. Remember that? That's what those people did. They were the furniture makers. Those are some of your ancestors. But if you don't know that, if you just say you from Africa and have no proof of it, huh? So this is what we do. So listen, support us. We listen. We trying to put the information out. We getting a whole bunch of pushback from us. Now, everybody else pushes back to them, but when you let them know you know who they are, they shut up. So when you tell, when all these shine saying, yeah, we Hebrew Israelites, what you think other people say? What you think other people say? We Hebrew Israelites. For real, dude? And when you show them that the dumb shit that the Hebrew Israelites do in the Bible, they're not embarrassed. They try to lie and hide it. It's right there in black and white. A 5-year-old can figure it out. I know, because I was one of them. It's getting late, y'all. I'm dead tired. I'm going to see you later on in the weekend. You guys have a good night. All right, peace.